Here, let me give you one of my business cards before we get started. Alright, notice you had some golf clubs over there. You like golfing?
Yeah, I'm an avid golfer.
Yeah? About how many times a week do you go?
I usually go just about every Sunday.
Yeah, it's a nice little stress reliever, you know. I like your style. Would you mind if I took some notes while we were talking?
It's perfectly fine.
Alright, perfect. I was wondering if there should be anybody else included in this meeting. Are you the final decision maker in your organization?
I like to talk things over with my general manager and coaches before we make any final decisions here, but I'm ultimately the final decision maker for this organization. Whatever I say kind of goes when it comes to signing players.
Awesome. That's good to know. Now, I noticed with the loss of LeBron James, you probably have a bunch of unused cap space. Is that correct?
Yes, that is true. As you can imagine, losing him freed up a lot of cap space for us. His $20 million contract is now off the books, and we're looking to pick up a few people to fill that void. And
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine losing a player like that. I mean, especially one of the best players in the world to free agency. But I think that with our help, this problem could become extinct for your organization.
yes, it has been a very difficult transition from him leaving to now. We all thought that he was going to sign back with us. We never really expected him to go back to Cleveland after 4 straight finals appearances here and only losing 2 of them to quality teams. But now we're kind of looking to get back on track after that.
Yeah, I mean, athletes, you know, sometimes you just don't know what they're thinking. But it has been a great stretch for the organization. I was wondering what areas that you were looking to improve on, like, specifically.
Well, ever since LeBron left, we've kind of been struggling to do quite a bit of things. When he was around, he played pretty much 2 positions on the court. He could have played point guard or small forward. And I would say that those are probably the most 2 pivotal positions that we need to upgrade on right now.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a point guard and a power forward too. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a player like that in free agency. I mean, it must have been tough for all you guys. What problems have you been having with your current players in those positions?
I would say that we are most looking to improve on those positions is productivity out of our players. The players we have there now are alright, but we're looking to upgrade them to more than just okay. But we need someone that can make a difference for our team. We need to get the ball moving more and have players who can score in tight situations, which, as you know, LeBron is the most clutch player probably in basketball right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to make up for him, but I feel like with some role players that you guys could definitely get the job done. How has this problem at the point guard and small forward position affected your team directly?
Well, for starters, our ball movement was beyond poor last season. We ranked very low in the league for our scoring to assist ratio as well. And with the ball not moving around like it should and becoming stagnant on a few players, it can make it tough to get players open. And we need to get someone that can score and distribute the ball to the other players on the court so we can start scoring more.
Yeah, I mean, ball movement is definitely a pivotal role in basketball. You don't want the ball sticking around in a few players' hands. You know, you want to get the whole team involved. I understand that. Dwayne Wade's looking pretty old too, so, you know, maybe in a few years you'll have to get rid of him, free up some more cap space. But if you could improve your assist-to-scoring ratio, how do you think that would help your team?
I believe this is one thing that we are seriously missing. When we had LeBron here, he led our team in scoring and assists in just about every single game. He was not only our starting shooting forward, but also our point guard too, and I believe that weak ball movement is the reason that we missed the playoffs for the first time in 6 years last season. And he's really the only thing that has changed on our roster over that time since going to the finals 4 years in a row.
Yeah, 4 years in a row. I mean, I can imagine how tired your players are and everything else for all those added games onto the seasons. Well, I mean, we're hoping that we can find someone to make a difference for you this year, you know, instead of being disappointed not showing up on game day. What is the cap situation looking like for your organization right now?
Well, with him now in Cleveland, obviously a lot of money has been freed up. We are looking to sign possibly 2 to 3 players with a combined price of about $15 million a year. And we felt like that should be plenty of money to go around for the types of players that we were looking to sign.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable at all. Actually, that sounds like a perfect deal for us. What was the problem with your role players last year?
I think that part of our problem was the spark of our team went out, and obviously losing a guy like LeBron is going to be a big part of that. And I feel like we got some fresh bodies in here to help motivate our team a little bit. That would help. I think that we need to show them that nobody is beyond replacing, and if you can't do your job, then we'll find somebody else that can.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta let your players know that they can definitely be replaced. Although it's hard to replace somebody like LeBron James that just ups and leave you.
Definitely.
But I understand that making some of the decisions can be tough, but they need to be made occasionally. What effect can having a player like this do to your organization?
Well, since I'm the ultimate decision maker for our organization, I have to, and it does affect our team greatly though. When things like this happen, it can make morale low, and if some of the players are going through a tough time, then that can lead to other players getting drugged down with them. It's kind of like a cause and effect thing.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, locker rooms are a tricky place. I understand that making some of the decisions can be tough, but they need to be made occasionally. What effect can having a player like this do to your organization?
Well, if you even have one bad seed in the locker room, it can completely tear a team apart. Locker rooms are very fragile and often very important part of team chemistry that you need to win games. When we were winning all those games, our team chemistry and morale was obviously very high. There was always joking around between players. I remember, and I'm sure the media, you saw it on the media, that LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh had this thing where they would photobomb each other whenever they were getting interviewed after a win. Winning makes everything better in the locker room, so hopefully we won't have as big of a problem this season compared to last season that we just had. Since it's the first year LeBron is removed last year, it was tough for everybody. Now we can forget about that and kind of move on.
Yeah, of course. That's one thing I always liked about your guys' team, though. They always seemed like they were joking around, having a good time, which is something you don't really see in professional sports that much. I mean, they're usually, more professional and take things seriously, It's good to see people out there having fun and actually enjoying the game. But would you receive positive recognition if you were to fix this problem that your team's having currently?
Yes, I believe that if we were to fix this problem, that we would be in the playoffs again and possibly contending for another NBA championship, which is really what we want in the end. Not only would it be good for the team, but it would be good for me too as well. I mean, if I were able to bring in some new key parts for our team, then I would get a lot of recognition from our fans too, and that's what keeps this business running smoothly and happy.
Yeah, you got to keep the fans happy, or you're not going to be in business too long. Trust me on that one. But that's what we all want in the end, right? Is to be happy. Well, I think this meeting went pretty well. Would you like to reschedule for a more in depth, and you can take a look at some of our players we have available, and we can view the cap space a little more, see if possible trades and stuff like that?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm interested in what you have to offer my organization. Would, say, 2 p.m. on Friday work for you?
Yeah, I do believe that would work.
All right, that sounds good. We'll just meet here at 2 on Friday.
All right, sounds good, sir. You have a good day.
You too.